Shalom, shalom, brothers. This is Apostle Ricard back with another video. I say all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Ba'Shem Rakah Kodash. Okay. And this video right here is the elect of Israel will come in all forms, man. This is just the point I wanted to bring out real quick. The Spirit was on me to do. The elect of Israel will come in all forms, okay? Because here's one of the main problems that we've been going through for years. Primarily us, the brothers of Great Millstone, GMS, and if you want to bring it all the way back, Apostle, starting with the elder Apostle Tahar, Gabar, myself, and the Apostle Ramlab, and of course the bishops of Connecticut, the elder bishops, Bishop Sakaran, Manatzak, Tazadakba, Ibad, Ayathan, Inap, to Zion, they've been with us from the beginning. You know what I mean? The bishops, and basically going even all the way back, going back into like the mid to late 90s, when we separated from the house of David, and at that time King Marshall was still alive, and there was a lot of guys, and you know what, my man, the Bishop Nathaniel, he was there, right? He was one of the guys that was there, and there were a lot of other guys that were there that are no longer even in the truth, or some of them, like Bishop Nathaniel, he formed his own thing, IUIC, after that, after he split from House of David, him and this other guy that was with him at the time, Barak Shah, was with him. So Bishop Nathaniel, he makes it like he's the Lord and Master, right, of the IUIC. But realistically, he got to give credit to my man Barak Shah, because it was actually him and Barak Shah was his right hand man that was with him that helped create IUIC. But then eventually Barak Shah split from Nathaniel because Nate, he's so narcissistic that even Barak Shah, there was some other crazy shit that went on between them. I don't know all the details. I ain't gonna get too deep into it. I heard things, but whatever. This is back in the days. So a lot of you upstart, cheap, you newcomer guys, y'all guys don't even know the genesis of things, man. Okay, but we do, because we was there. We lived it. Okay, we witnessed it. But even back in the house of David, starting off with the Cornelius thing, that was the main thing. That was the main doctrine that caused us to split from the house of David. Because a lot of them guys that was in there, they had a problem with Cornelius being the Israelite. But the thing is, nowadays, a lot of guys, they've come to acknowledge that Cornelius is an Israelite. It don't make sense for him not to be. Because ain't no Edomite going to be saved. The Lord is not the author of confusion. And then another issue, this is back maybe 20 years ago, even when we were still teaching on 34th, after we split from the house of David and through the spirit of Yahweh Shai, GMS came to be, right? And we was teaching what we still teach now. We don't change nothing, right? That you're going to have Israelites that's going to come, because a lot of guys, they were stuck, and a lot of guys are still stuck on that. You got guys who teach that, certain other Israelite groups, they stuck in this pseudo Black Panther type mentality shit. Black people, black. The Israelites are black, all the tribes. Like they feel like every Israelite that comes is going to come and they all going to look like Wesley Snipes or Angela Bell. Like if you an Israelite man, you got to look like Wesley Snipes or Denzel Washington or Sam Jackson. You got to look like look like a straight up Negro. Right? Or if you're an Israelite woman, you got to look like Angela Bassett, or you got to look like Beyonce, or you got to look like whatever, these so-called, you got to look like the quintessential black woman, and that's an Israelite. Now, if you're an Israelite, but you look, let me rephrase that. If a so-called white woman comes up with blonde hair and blue eyes, or whatever, if you got pale skin, you're not an Israelite. That's an Edomite. But that's not always true. Yes, the Edomites do look like that, but you're going to have Israelites that's going to come looking like other nations. Why? Because the scriptures told you, come on, in James, the first chapter, it tells you, to the 12 tribes scattered abroad greetings. And there's many other scriptures that go into that. But you still got certain guys that's still stuck on that black shit. And that's not spiritual. You ain't spiritual. If you're the type of person to where you think every Israelite gonna look like Wesley Snipes and Beyonce and Angela Bassett, that every Israelite that's gonna look like that, you're not a spiritual person, and you still you on a low vibration. Because you had Israelites in Japan, you had Israelites in India, you had Israelites in Africa, but the so-called Africans are dark-skinned people anyway. But yeah, and even guys got a problem with that. Never Sarnetta, right? Back when General Yohana and them guys, this is years ago. It was maybe 15 years ago, whatever. Not even they were having them cookouts, and it was. But even no. But even Sarnetta was not for nothing. Even Sarnetta was cutting them guys. Because Sarnetta was talking to Captain Tazaria. That dude, Captain Tazaria, you ain't spiritual at all, man. Even Sarnetta was cursing you out. Because he had a night, Sarnetta was doing the interview. It's online somewhere. Sarnetta had he had this little young Nigerian kid with him. Kid might have been in like maybe 13, 14. But you could clearly see that the kid was a Jake. But he was Nigerian. We got Nigerian brothers that's members of GMS, leaders, because them Nigerians are Israelites. They're Jake. They're not Hamites. But Sarnetta said, this young brother right here, he's from Nigeria. And you could clearly see that the young kid was Jake. You could see that he was an Israelite, a Jake. He was more Jake than some of these other little straight up Negroes from America. But then Captain Tazaria, Captain Crunch, like, nah, he ain't allowed to come to the cookout. But then Sarnetta said, well, wait a minute, Sarnetta's simple as hell anyway, but you got this guy, but the brothers are all Israelites. He had an Ephraimite, Captain Tazaria had an Ephraimite brother with him that was kind of light-skinned. He said, this guy look like a white man, but he's down, but this little brother ain't down. So all them guys are simple, man. But which Tazaria said, no, he's an Israelite, though. We know who. You don't know nothing, man. But they didn't want to let the little young Jake, he couldn't come to the cookout because he's an African, right? So guys are simple. That on that level too. He's like, well, nah, he's a Hamite, but you might be a brother that's an Israelite that's from Africa or another country. Or you got Orientals that are Israelites. Like we always say, Bruce Lee was an Israelite, man. That's a spiritual thing that only spiritual men will get. You look at the way Bruce Lee maneuvered, and Bruce Lee was cool with Jake when he was alive. You see what I'm saying? Different things. But nah, man, you guys, GMS. Yeah, we said it. I said we believe Hulk Hogan's an Israelite. We believe the Macho Man was an Israelite. Them wrestlers. We believe Andre the Giant was an Israelite. The vibration, their spirit. Then we said we believe John Travolta's an Israelite. Robert De Niro. Them niggas went crazy. Leonardo DiCaprio, because they're of so-called Sicilian descent, Italian descent. And then we went into the history about the so-called Italians, and not just the Italians, the black Irish, you see? So you're going to have people, Germany, Russia, Israelites are all over. So that's why I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this, man. Because you got a lot of guys in Israel that so-called believe in the truth, but they just stuck on this pseudo-black thing. Like Apostle Gabar said in the House of David, he said, yeah, a lot of you guys think every Israelite gonna come in here looking like John Shaft. For you younger brothers, y'all don't know who Shaft, Richard Roundtree, or Wesley Snipes. Y'all think every Jake gonna come looking like Wesley Snipes, okay? Because you guys are on a low vibration, a low spiritual vibration. I'm gonna read this. I'm in the book of Revelation, the 7th chapter, and I'm gonna start at the 4th verse. And I heard the number of them which were sealed. And there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Now, I'm just going to read a few. I ain't even going to read all of them, right? Of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad was still 12,000. Of the tribe of Asher was still 12,000. Of the tribe of Naphtali was still 12,000, right? So you get the idea. It's going to go through all the tribes. So, okay, there were 12,000 tribes, right? I mean, there were, 12,000 men, okay, of all the tribes that were sealed, 144,000 altogether. So that's talking about the elect, right? All the tribes were sealed. So right there, that cuts you Christians. This cuts GOCC, Elder Ricard, Bubble Eye Blackfish, because it's clearly telling you, and this is the last book in the Bible, right? Only Israelites are going to be saved. So you Christians are way off the mark. You see what I'm saying? And that's it. Only Israelites are going to be saved, man. Now, hold on one second. What about the throne and of the elders? I want to read something, right? Okay. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, I'm going to jump down to the 13th verse. Now, it's telling you 12,000 out of all the 12 tribes of Israel are going to be saved. Oh, and the tribe of Dan is not mentioned here. So that cut them bozos, died and refined. Tribe of Dan. Where do you see Dan in here? Dan is not mentioned. And this is the book of Revelation, the last book in the Bible, right? Now I'm going to jump down. This is Revelation 7 and 13. And one of the elders answered, saying unto me, right? This was one of the angels was speaking to John the Revelator, right? What are these which are arrayed in white robes? And whence came they? See, that was a question now, right? That was a question. And I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest. And he said to me, These are they which came of the great tribulation, and have washed their robes and made them white, okay, in the blood of the Lamb. And we know the Lamb is Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai, his blood covers the elect of Israel. Therefore are they before the throne of the Most High, and serve him day and night, okay, and his temple. And he that sitteth on the throne shall, and he that sitteth on the throne, I ain't got my glasses with me, Salakia, and I'm reading from my other Bible, smaller letters, shall dwell among them, Yahweh Shai. Because in the kingdom, we're gonna worship the Most High day and night. We're gonna live, but we're gonna be worshiping the Lord. But why did he say, Thou knowest? Why did he answer the angel, Thou knowest? Because basically, he didn't recognize them, because you're going to have the elect coming from the four corners of the earth. Some of them, when they come in, they're not going to look like Israelites. When the Lord gathers the elect, they coming from the four corners of the earth, man. There's going to be Israelites coming in that's going to be taken in to the bosom that the Lord have ordained. The 144 going to get beamed up on the ships. But then there's going to be other members of the elect, people that the Lord is going to take in that believe in this truth. Okay, when the elect come down out them ship, when the 144 come down out them ships, they're going to go around enslaving the nation, setting the earth in order. And you're going to still have Israelites that's sincere, that the Lord is going to graft in, man. Okay, that's why I wanted to read this. And some of them are not going to look like Israelites. Even some of the elect now, as the elect are being, no, really now, that's a part of that is now. Because we got brothers coming in now. Even now, that's of the elect, but they don't look like an average Negro, or they don't look like an average Mexican, or they don't look like an average Puerto Rican. They don't look like an average Native American. They might look like Edomites or other nations. They might look like a East Indian. They might look like a Oriental. They might look like a Aborigine of Australia, but be an Israelite. So even a part of that is now is happening. The elect are coming, and that's why a lot of guys talk shit about us. Because there's a GMS guy, heathens all up in their thing, trying to say they're Israelites. But then I got some news for you guys. Some of you guys got people that look like straight up Wesley Snipes, but they might be a heathen. See? Because y'all just stuck on skin color. And that's why I want to read this real quick. Isaiah 14:1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. That's right. Only Israelites are going to be saved. But it's not about how they look. And set them in their own land. That's going to happen, what I talked about. The elect, starting with the 144, is going to be delivered and come back down out the chariots after the destruction and put Esau in captivity in the nations. And we're going to reclaim our whole land, Israel. Okay, that land where them devils are, small hats. And the strangers will be joined with them. That's right. So there's going to be certain other Israelites that we're going to take that's from amongst these nations. We're going to be grafted in. The strangers are talking about Israelites. Okay, shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. You see? So there's going to be certain Israelites when the 144 come down at them ships that's going to escape the actual destruction, but they're going to be taken in. They're going to be grafted in. And some of them are not going to look like Israelites. That's going to happen after the Third World War. Okay? Because the missiles ain't going to hit everywhere on the earth. Certain places the missiles going to hit. Now, the part when you get to the second verse, and the people shall take them captives. No, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh Yahushai for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives whose captives they were. And they shall rule over their oppressors. So when you get to the second verse, that's going into the other nations. The second verse jumps right in, because we ain't going to have other Israelites in captivity. We ain't going to have other Israelites in captivity. Ain't no Israelite going to be a slave in the kingdom. We're going to rule over who? Esau and the other nations. But the first verse is talking about the strangers who are Israelites. See, but you guys, a lot of y'all are not spiritual enough to get that. That's why I wanted to read that. Because this links up with Revelation, the 7th chapter. There's going to be other Israelites that we're going to graft in that's going to escape the nuclear destruction. The 144, they're going to be taken up on the ships. But there's going to be other people, other Israelites that the Lord going to see fit to have mercy upon, that's mingled amongst the nations where the missiles don't hit, that's going to be grafted in, man. After the 144s, the Lord going to use under Yahushua and King David to set the whole earth in order, man. So you're going to have Israelites that's going to come looking. That's why in Revelations, he said, who are these? He said, thou knowest. These are they that have washed their robe, people that are sincere, that are of the elect of the Lord, that believe in Yahweh and Yahushua, but they don't look like the average Israelites because he didn't recognize them. That's why he said, thou knowest. And then the angel told them. See? See what I mean? So a lot of you guys, the guys that are just stuck on the color thing, nah, man, GMS said, he dealing with a white woman, but he's saying she an Israelite. I went through that in the house of David, right? But I had the proof, you see, but that's okay, because guys, you know, some of these black women, you could hook up with a straight up, a woman that looked like a straight up black woman, but who knows? Her great grandfather could have been a damn Edomite. You see what I'm saying? How you know? We ain't got no records, you see? A lot of black women got raped during slavery. A lot of Native American women got raped back in 100, 200 years ago. So you never know. None of us have proof that we don't got records. You know, most of us, certain man, well, a lot of Jake nowadays don't even know who their daddy is. But like me, my generation, I knew my grandparents. Okay, I didn't know my great grandparents, but I knew my grandfather. Okay, I knew my grandmother. You see what I'm saying? That's about as far back as we could go. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you got to be spiritual. You're going to have Israelites that's going to come in all shit. That dude's Zabak, HOI. Years ago, it was an Oriental dude came up to his camp. And you could clearly see in the dude's spirit, he was an Israelite. But Zabak was still telling him, nah, man, you a Moabite. See, those dudes ain't spiritual. They're just going on physical appearance. So you're going to have Israelites coming looking like all nations. It's all throughout the scriptures, man. But with that, I hope this video, I pray through the grace of the Lord, I was edifying, I didn't go off. And I edified you brothers, and I say shalom, and on to the next video, man. Shalom.